Well, hi, and welcome to the workshop. Going to be starting on a new project here. We're going to frame a picture. It's one that Carol painted a long time ago, and it's a kind of unique picture. She painted around the edges, and I'll show you what it looks like right here. It's on canvas, and it wraps around the edges. You can see there's where she's got her signature and other stuff on there. So we're going to frame that. Now the nice thing is since it is painted around the edges, we're going to want to preserve that. So I came up with a frame concept, which I hope works out, and I'll show you the materials we have to start with. So I got two different types of wood here. One of them is just 1x wood, and it's 1x4, and we're going to use that as to make a thing called a face frame. That'll be the backing frame that the picture is then attached to with screws, and also the actual picture frame, which is the decorative part, using this material here, that will be attached to it as well. The idea is to have it such that the edges of that picture we just looked at will be exposed, and you'll be able to see that rather than hiding it with a big frame wrapped around the edges. So it should be a fun project. It's probably going to take me maybe a week, a number of days. I'm still waiting for some tools to come in, some different countersink bits that I need to do things properly, so there are hidden screws and so on. But it should be fun, and I hope you follow along. We had a slight change of plans on the materials. It was determined that rather than using that heavier 1x4 wood to make a face frame, I'm actually using a face sheet. So the material we're going to use is actually a 1/4 inch plywood. It's a birch plywood, and it's very lightweight. This is a 2x4 sheet, and it is super light. You know, it's kind of like some of that paneling you've seen, just that it has a nice birch face on it, like a veneer. So hopefully it's going to work. Give it a try. So the first thing I got to do here is cut it, rip it down. So I got the saw ready. We got to make some marks on the wood. Make sure the saw is set up right for everything we need to do. Get the vacuums running, and go ahead and give it a cut. So let's get this set up here. We're going to cut 20 inches. So that panel is going to be 20 by 24. That makes it 4 inches bigger all around than the picture itself, and that gives me 2 inches on every edge to put the molding, which is 2 inches wide, but I'm going to flare it out a little bit so we get a 1/4 inch gap between there, between the edge of the frame on the inside and the edge of the picture, so you can see all the way down to this face sheet that's going to be mounted to. Alright, let's look at what we got here. This is our backup piece in case we could do it a second time. And here is our primary piece here. What did we get? 20 inches. Nice and square there, both top and bottom. This will work good. Next thing to do is to start working on the picture frame. Probably have to get some paints and stains to figure out what's going to work with this without raising the grain too much, because with it having such a thin veneer, you don't have much to mess with. So I think you're going to have to use a oil-based product as opposed to a water-based one, because water-based one might cause this wood to flare up, you know, really raise the grain fast, which we don't want. So I think we're good there. We're moving on to the next step. All right, we're back. Next step is the actual frame, the picture frame. So I've got some of the molding here, and I got my measurements all ciphered out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a test, I guess, first. I'm going to try, first of all, doing the cuts on the miter saw. I'm going to do them single at a time. The only thing I found out is that I have to rotate the miter saw, which is kind of a no-no. But this stuff's not that expensive, so if I don't get good exactly mitered corners, I think what I'll do is get it set up here like I've got on the table saw, and I'll use the miter gauge on this guy and cut them on here. That way they're getting done kind of exactly the same way. The problem is with the miter saw, when you rotate it, you're not going to get an exact cut. This 45 and 45 might be 44 and 46 or 45 and 46, who knows. Close your ears. See how I did for length. 20 and 1/2, bingo exactly. Just enough room for glue. All right, now I gotta do another one of those. Is that fun? You get to watch all of this? Okay. Yeah. That's junk. I scrapped that piece. It turns out doing the mitered cuts is a little harder than I thought. Switching the saw back and forth is probably not the best thing. But right now I've got more scrap pieces than I have good pieces, but I have enough stock left. I'm up down to the last piece I have to cut. So, I mean, the saw is cutting clean, but at my 45 degrees plus or minus. So I might have to do this all over again after a trip to the depot to get some more materials. But I think I'm ready to go here. So we'll get this last piece cut. So I got my 4 pieces now. The 2 short ones, the 2 long ones. Okay, now we're on the frame layup table here. So I'm gonna try and get this set up and see how well my mitered corners are. This is one of these web type clamps, which is pretty cool. I've never used it before, so this will be a first try. I've got to size everything to fit. Let's get this piece in here. Yep. I will study this a little bit more and figure it out. Anyway, next step then is to glue this guy up. So anyway, this is how it works. This is the table I've got. First time using it. This is going to work out okay. I just got to fix one of my boards, and I think it should snug up the way I wanted to on that last corner. All right, we'll see what happens. Next time we'll be looking at gluing it together. Welcome back. We are now at the glue up phase, so I'm going to try and glue these things up today. First time I've done something like this in a long time. Last time I probably did it was probably in high school, if you can believe that. But anyway, I'm going to try and glue these up. Picked a glue that's a little bit slower. It's a Tight Bond Ultimate 3 or Tight Bond 3 Ultimate. It's a interior exterior. The thing I like about it though, besides it being stronger, is that it has a longer assembly time. For people that are new like me at this, I want a little bit longer assembly time. So hopefully I'll be able to do this. Oh yeah, it's a thinner glue. One of the other glues I had was noted to be thicker and quicker. Well, I gave it a shot yesterday, kind of a test case, and quicker wasn't the word for it. It was almost like super glue. By the time I held the 2 pieces together that I wanted to glue, it grabbed. So it was done. And that's not enough time for me to do all these. That guy in there. I'll admit I'm a little nervous doing this because this might be the point where I realize I've got to start over again. Last one. Getting this guy ready to go here. Okay, laying the last piece in here. Now I'm going to snug up my frame a little bit and then start lining the corners up. Get them where I want them. That's going pretty good. They're all kind of jostling into place. Now I can apply some clamping pressure. It feels pretty good. Work around here. How you like this so far? Pretty fun? All right. We'll stay facing the camera so we don't lose track. All right, I'm looking pretty good. So. Boy, they all drew up really nice, and this glue is already drying. So next time we come back, we'll figure out how this came out, how much sanding we have to do to make it look nice and clean, and then we'll probably try and keep track of Robin working on the painting of it, see how that goes. I think the other thing I've got to do here today then is mark up that back sheet that this mounts to, so that she knows where she can paint. I want keep out areas so I have bare wood to glue to when I attach this onto there. We'll be back next time. Thanks for watching. Hang in there. These are the holes that will be used to screw through this back piece of plywood, or this frame sheet I've called it, into the frame that will be put on here. And there's quite a few. There's 4 on the short edge and 5 on the long edge. Yeah, perfect. Let's draw up right in there. Nice. Nice and smooth, right? Flush with the surface. You can see that. All right, we're good. That's it, all drilled. All the holes are there. Got them all in. All right. That can be primed. Welcome back to the workshop. Today is priming day. I've got the frame and the back sheet, the face sheet, all ready to go. Earlier today I took this guy, laid out all of the holes on there, and got it on the drill press. Everything is countersunk now, so we'll be able to have flush flathead screws on there. So what I'm gonna do is prime this stuff, just get the edges kind of done a little bit, and then flip them over and do the front. So once I get that done, I'll have to peel off this tape that gives me the guides that I want on there, and then I'll move back and forth between these two. Gonna be using a oil-based primer. So I got some throwaway brushes because I don't do cleanup with mineral spirits and all that stuff. That's not worth it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started here. I love the smell of these oil-based paints. Anyway, I'm gonna let that dry a little bit, and then I'll peel that tape off and finish it on the edges. Now I'm gonna do this guy on all the edges here first, and then flip it over and do the front. So I used to hate painting. Now it's not so bad, it's kind of fun. Super light frog tape, intended for delicate surfaces, such as my project here. All right, into the garbage with that. Last edge here, and we're going to move back to the frame. You don't have to watch this whole thing if you don't want. You can skip around. Okay, I'm going to call that good. Thanks for hanging in there. Next step is going to be probably watching Robin do some of the painting on the frame itself, and then going over there with that darker charcoal type color, and then the edges of it too, to conceal the sides of it. So this is primed. We might have to sand it a little bit, I'm not sure, but otherwise it's looking good. I love the smell of that paint. Maybe that's a bad thing at this point, because I was smelling it for a couple of minutes and it's smelling better. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. We are back in the workshop, and today we have a guest artisan with us. Robin is here, and she's going to be painting on the frame. I'll spin the camera around here. And there's Robin. Hi, Robin.
Hi.
So Robin's going to be working on two things. One of them is the frame or the face sheet, and the other one is the actual picture frame, which is on the bench we have over there. So she's going to be putting on the first coat of the base color. It's called Little Black Dress. And we'll let her go ahead and tell us a little bit as she's going about doing this.
This is for the back of the frame, and this is the front, and there's going to be a little bit of a gap, like a 1/4 of an inch gap here. So we're painting that black so that when you look down between the picture frame and the canvas, you'll see this black in between there. So that's what I'm doing today. This should be a quick little project. Just gonna paint here where it's all primed. Looks like it's covering nicely.
Yeah, it looks like one coat's gonna be all that's needed on there.
Yes, I think that'd be just fine. Little pock marks. Okay, looks good. That is done.
We're back. Thought I could get rid of us that easily? Not quite. Okay, so today we're going to continue working on finishing on the frame. Robin's got stuff set up over here to do painting, and on this side over here I'm going to show you a little bit about how I'm going to mount the picture right to the back of the frame sheet. We got that stuff all marked. I'll show you how that works. Then I've got to get it set up in the drill press. But over here right now, Robin has the picture frame on a painting set of sticks here that she can work with it. She's going to be putting on that little black dress, dark charcoal color with a little bit of blue in it. So that's on its way. So we'll let her go ahead and work on that. And while she's painting there, I'm going to show you what's going on with this frame sheet over here. So the picture is going to mount directly to this piece of wood here. I'll show you how this works. So this is all finished. I could mount it now, I guess, after I drill the holes. But so there's the back of it. It's going to look nice and clean on the back. The front side has this ring on there of this black magic paint, which is nice and dark. The picture then gets mounted to this, and what that'll do is give us that dark ring around there. So when the frame gets put on here, you'll just have that dark color down in the bottom there. In the meantime, if you want, Robin is over here working on the frame.
His mom looked at the painting and she thought that the frame should have some purple in it to bring out the lavender color that's in Great Grandma's dress.
Yeah. So these are the two colors, if you can see them here. New Orleans, I think it's called, and Little Black Dress. The New Orleans will be in a flat part in the center part of that frame that goes around down there. Okay, so while Robin works on this, I'm going to get the drill press set up, so we'll go ahead and switch over to that. The interesting thing is Robin found this picture behind a door in the house in Amherst, when they were cleaning the house up, and she found this picture, and to the back of it there was attached a black and white photograph, which was the picture that it was used for the painting. So we'll have to get that out and show it to you when we're done here. So you can see the original black and white photo from, Carol's guess is 1943 is what she has written on the bottom of the picture. So she figured out the year somehow. And she painted this in 2010. So it's been around for quite a few years already.
All right, well, it's looking pretty good, I think. Yeah, okay, so that's it. Okay,
All right, very good.
thanks.
Okay, we're in the finishing stages now. We're going to be attaching the frame to the back frame sheet. Going to put some glue on here, then we got about 20 screws to put in. Robin's going to help assist with the alignment. Earlier today she finished the painting on the frame, which included some touch-up on the lavender and the charcoal color, and then she put all the rub and buff antique gold on there. It's kind of like a gilding, but it's not exactly gilding, it's not gold, but it looks really good. So we're going to go ahead and attach this now. This is final assembly. After this, we'll let it sit for maybe an hour or so. We'll go ahead and put the picture on, and I'll add the stringer on the back, and it's all done. Glue is to make sure we have a rigid attachment. I have the frame sheet here. That's the top of the picture frame there. That's the top there. Okay, gotta line these up. In there. And down.
Okay.
We put a little message inside the picture that has our name and year that this was framed. So if anybody ever takes the picture off from the front, they will see that on the inside. If everything fits really good.
Going in real easy.
So here's what we've got so far. I'm now at the final step. I'm going to mount the picture onto the frame. So it's going to make sure I got the bottom to the bottom so it goes on the right way. Oh yeah, I was going to mention I got a new haircut yesterday up in Grafton at Great Clips. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. Okay, so there it is. Let's see what we ended up with. I think it looks pretty nice. I'm almost finished getting the hanging wire put on here. So that's it. Those guys are locked in. Next thing is to wrap it up with a little bit of paper and kind of present it to Carol as, I mean, it's her own artwork, but kind of present it back to her and say, hey, this is really something nice that you painted, and we think you'd like to have it on your wall here in your apartment. So we're going to do that next thing.
Oh my. Oh,
So I'll help a little bit here.
oh my God. Is that ever nice? Oh my God,
Look
that's
at that.
wonderful. Oh, look at that frame.
Look at that frame.
Oh, that's
yeah.
beautiful.
Isn't that nice?
Yes. I'll say it's nice. I love it. It's
So do
beautiful.
you recognize the picture? You recognize the picture that you painted?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, that was my grandma Armstrong.
Okay.
And her children, believe it or not. She had 9 children.
So those,
That's a
and
masterpiece.
some of their lunch, a lunch
That
bag,
is
and maybe
so nice.
a thermos bottle,
Wow.
something there. Yeah.
Wow.
So I'll hang it up on the wall, and we kind of picked out a spot.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Oh
That'd be
my.
nice.
What
It's
are where are we going to put it?
Right over here on the wall, somewhere around right here.
Yes, I
Good?
agree with you.
Okay.
That's
All
beautiful.
right.
And when I get out of here, I'm taking that along.
You betcha. Yeah. I'll figure something out. Want to help me hang it?
That's beautiful how you got it framed.
Yeah, then Robin did all the painting on the frame.
Dale did the construction.
Oh, you already got the nails in there.
Yeah.
That was my grandma.
Yep.
That's Grandma Armstrong.
She was so nice, I could cry. That could be a little higher.
Okay, I'm gonna raise it. Yeah, we'll put it up a little bit.
Gosh, I can't believe how beautiful that is. And you gave it to me?
Well, that's yours, Mom, because it's yours. You painted it.
Oh, my.
You painted it in 2010. 15
Is
years
that how
ago.
far it was?
15 years ago you painted that.
Yeah.
2 years ago?
15.
15 years ago. Wow. How do you know that? I don't.
Because you dated it on the bottom.
Oh, huh. Boy, that makes life worth living for me here. Really. Okay. Sometimes I just want to cry.
Yeah, you painted it from that photo.
Okay, there. I was going to ask you if you had a photo
Yeah,
to
and we
put on
put
it.
it on here so it'll always stay with the picture.
Good. Yes. Wonderful.
Looks nice?
It's just beautiful.
Okay.
It's going to be in the Louvre.
Ready? And smile. And I'll make a still
Okay.
image from this.
Okay?
Yep.
Okay?
Okay.
We smile?
Yep, smile. Okay, we'll get something. That's good. Thank
Oh,
you.
God. That's so nice, Dale. How can I thank you?
You don't
How
have
can
to.
I-